future.
Well, if you're a fan of NASCAR, you know this man right here, and you know his locks as well. You definitely know the name, 8-time race winner and winner of the Coca-Cola 600 right here in our studio. Kyle Petty here to talk about the sport as well as the third season of his show, Dinner Drive, airing on Circle Network. Morning, Kyle. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Third season, man. It's a fantastic concept too. Dinner Drive. So this is where you interview celebrities,
Yes.
athletes, and you also talk cars, and you take a look at their cars too.
Yeah.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. And this season, Kyle Busch, Muggsy Bogues, George Brett, just to name a few. Overall this year, what's been the favorite car that you've seen so far?
So the cars are a throwaway. That's because for me the car piece was a piece to get in the conversation. It was about sentimental cars, and you know what? It's been funny this year. An Aston Martin that Bill Engvall had, obviously, it's a James Bond car.
Yeah.
You gotta like stuff like that. But what we got into was sentimental stuff that your mom took you to high school in. Like Ric Flair, his car was a '65 Dodge Dart. Pitbull, when we had Pitbull, his car was a '76 Ford Pinto. That was his sentimental car. So that's been good. And then you sit down, you have a conversation.
It sparks the memories.
Yeah, that's right.
And you talk life, which is important.
Yeah, and you talk about the things they've gone through. You know, we can talk about, had Greg Olson last week. This week we have Mike Golick. We've had, as you said, Dale Jr., we've had Kyle Busch. All these people that rise to the top of whatever they do, there's trials and tribulations. They come through some hard times, and how they deal with that and what they do with that and how it helps them grow. So it's been pretty cool.
Is that what drives you for the show? The fact that you kind of get to know some of these people you see in the public spotlight, but hey, you get to kind of have more of an intimate conversation and a little bit more of an insight into their lives.
Yeah, maybe it's just that I'm nosy and I don't want to ask questions. Maybe that's it. And I tell people all the time, I come up with the questions because these are questions that I want to ask. If I had an opportunity to sit down with you over dinner, I would ask you these same questions. Where are you from? What was it like when you were growing up? Things like that. So it's pretty cool. And we do Terry Bradshaw. He's one of our guys this year. He owned the javelin record for the state of Louisiana for like 40 years.
Wow.
Who would have known that? I mean, here's an NFL Super Bowl champion, and he wanted to talk more about throwing a javelin than he did about throwing a football. So it's things like that come out in a conversation.
Have you found any parallels with these people that you've talked to?
You know what? A lot. A lot. That single focus, all I ever wanted to do was drive a race car. When you talk to Terry Bradshaw, all he wanted to do was play football. When you talk to Pitbull, all he wanted to do was rhyme. All he wanted to do, it was all about the word and making the word come to life. And so it's really interesting that successful people have that successful or that single purpose and that single drive to go and do something. Everything else is peripheral. They don't focus on that. It's just that one thing.
How impactful for you is it to have season 3 of this show?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's fantastic to see. A show. Hey, it's a concept at first, and then hey, third season.
Yeah, listen. Once we got through the first season, I was like, everything's gravy from here. Because I just went through my phone and called people the first season and said, hey, you want to do this show? But it has been really, really gratifying and really. For me, it's been special to be able to reach out in the music, whether it's the Avett Brothers, whether it's Lyle Lovett, whether it's Darius Rucker, guys like that do sports stars. I got to do some movie stars. I got to get in there. I was watching the Barbie flick there when y'all were doing that. I got to get into some of that. I know. I got to get somebody like that. Just somebody.
And you have a background in music as well.
I kind of play with music. I played the Evening Muse here a few times. Enjoy that place. It's a great place here in the city for live music. But and I've done some different things. And I grew up with music, so I love music, and that's part of my stick, I guess.
I love it. But hey, okay, so winner of the Coca-Cola 600 in 1987, that's a big race here in Charlotte.
Yes.
We all know. What's the biggest difference you see in the sport then and then as opposed to now?
Everything is different. The only thing that's the same is we ride around in circles. and that's what we do. But the sport, the car is different. The drivers are different. And I think for the good. I think so many people say, well, it's not like it used to be. No, it's not like it used to be. TV's not like it used to be 20 years ago or 30 years ago. Nothing's like it used to be. Yes, safety has come leaps and bounds. NASCAR has done an incredible job. Charlotte Motor Speedway, what Marcus Smith has done there and what he continues to do with SMI, it's grown. So everything is different. But it's a great group of drivers. Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, you mentioned those guys. We've got guys that are retiring like Kevin Harvick. So there's a changing of the guard this year. And the CW has the Xfinity Series moving forward in 2025.
That's
so
right. Robin's
huge,
racing
man.
on the CW.
It's going to be huge. You're going to have all kinds of drivers in here because you are in. Listen, you're in the capital of NASCAR racing right here in Charlotte.
Behind the wheel right there.
Everybody's going to be calling you guys saying, "Hey, go get me this interview, man."
And I'll take it.
Do it.
Hey, Kyle, I really appreciate your time. Well, hey, don't forget, you can catch Season 3 of Dinner Drive with this guy, on the Circle Network. That's on Thursdays. Kyle Petty, man, really appreciate your time. I know it's early, so thank you so much for being here. Well, hey, we got a whole lot more coming up on Rising. We'll be right back.